Hi folks, welcome to this episode of Hit the Mahogany. On this episode we're going to take a little trip down south to New Orleans, so apologies to anybody depending on how I'm actually pronouncing that. Specifically we're going to head to the Old Quarter, and working back from the French translation, that's based off of Old Square, which is the literal translation of Vieux Carre. So on this episode we're going to be doing the Vieux Carre cocktail. Now the base of this, or actually I should say, so the Vieux Carre, this was invented back in the 1930s by the head bartender of the Carousel Bar in the historic Hotel Monteleone. And that was Walter Bergeron was the gentleman's name there. Now this is a strong cocktail. That's what you need, I think. You need something to warm you up when you're down in New Orleans when it drops below 50 degrees, I suppose. Now the two core base spirits to this one are Cognac and rye whiskey. Cognac, this one we're going to use this Pierre Ferrand 1840. And I believe when I actually looked at the Carousel's cocktail menu, they appear to actually use this one as well. And there's probably a good reason that they're using this one. Let's talk about the grading of the Cognac itself. You'll see that this is 3 stars. Now 3 stars really just equates to VS, very superior. Sorry, not very superior, very special. Very superior is used in the next one. So very special. Now what that means is that the eau de vie, the brandies that are used within this, must be aged for a minimum of 2 years. Now some of them can be older than 2 years, but the minimum age is 2 years. So that's what 3 stars equates to VS. And then you'll probably have seen VSOP, which is very superior old pale. And you're like, why did it suddenly jump to old pale? Well, depending on, you can fabricate how a drink looks that it's been aged, or a spirit's been aged, because a lot of the colour comes from, say, the oak barrels or whichever barrels that it's actually aged in. And as you're pulling the tannins and the various things out of the wood and you're getting that transfer of flavours, the colour comes out as well. So what some distillers can do is they can add caramel colouring to make their drink look as though, or their spirit actually look as though it's been aged a little bit more. That actually happens with a couple of the tequilas as well. When you're getting an año there and it's maybe brown, is it actually because it's been aged or because caramel colouring's been added to it? So very superior old pale means that there's no caramel colouring in it as well. Also the eau de vie, the brandies within that one to make the cognac must be a minimum of 4 years old. Of course they can actually be older than 4 years, but that's what the base level is. And then when you actually get to XO, the minimum age in an XO is 6 years, and of course again some can be actually older as well. I think there's sort of a newer one, XXO as well, and I can't remember if that's a 10 or 12 year old, but the core ones that you'll see are VS, VSOP and XO. Now the standard alcohol content within brandy is 40%, within cognac. Now it is a brandy, but it's a brandy from the Cognac region, which actually covers multiple crus. Now the cru, as you'll see here, Cru de Cognac, cru is a growing area, and the cru that the Pierre Ferrand is from is actually the Grand Champagne cru. So when you see Grand Cru, it's actually just associated with a growing area, and Cognac spans, I think it's 6 or 8 growing regions. So you can actually have cognacs that come from different crus within France there. So again, 40% is what the cognac is the normal strength of it, but this one is actually 45%. So the alcohol content is actually cranked up a little bit for this one. There's a couple of others that do it as well, and it's hinted at that the stronger alcohol content is actually better for making some of the mixed drinks, whether that's a sidecar or what we're going to do here is a Vieux Carre. Now as you'll see, this is actually brand new. I haven't actually tried this before, so this is going to be interesting to see what this actually tastes like. Alright, is that all I can say about that one? Alright, okay, we've spoken about the cognac here. 3/4 of an ounce. Alright, now I have to eyeball this. I've got a half mark in here, so just between the half and the full-ish. As long as I keep it equal ratios, then we're actually going to be good there. Sazerac rye. Good rye whiskey. Again, rye, not made from corn or anything else. Mostly rye grain, actually. I think it has to be a minimum of 50%, if I recall. But it can have other base grains in there and adjuncts as well. But mostly rye, getting that spiciness there as well. Sweet vermouth. Oh, great smell that. Alright, again from France, this one. 3/4 of an ounce of the sweet vermouth. And then we will go to Benedictine. So Benedictine is a herbal liqueur. It's got 27 herbs and spices in it. I think as I looked at it, there are some that are known and a half dozen or so that aren't known. Interesting story behind this is that it is not made by Benedictine monks. That was a myth that was actually developed as a marketing ploy to actually sell this herbal liqueur. That's why it's got Benedictine on here. And the DOM that was actually put on here, and I've got to remember because I can't remember what it is. The DOM on the label here was actually put on, I think it's clearer on that one. Oh, it's on that one. Means Dio Optimo Maximo. Basically translates to God, most good or most great, I believe. And that was to kind of sort of underscore the marketing ploy or the myth around about the fact that it was actually monks that created this. So a half ounce of the Benedictine in there. Oh, good one as well. Got to smell each of these things as well. Alright. Okay, that is our spirits and liqueurs in this. Now we have bitters that actually go into this. Now we're going to use two types of bitters. Angostura, just one dash, okay? One good dash. A little bit more earthy, some more of that sort of herbal bitterness that comes from that one. We're also going to use the Peychaud's bitters, which are, I'm not sure what they mean, you know, a Creole style, but if you actually, Peychaud's have a little bit more of a aniseed hint to them, smell, so they are different in their flavours. This one, this cocktail uses a dash of each, so this is the dash of the Peychaud's in there as well. And that's all that you need. Okay, that is it. So definitely try and get your hands on both. If you can only get one, probably go with the Peychaud's because that's the one that's going to give you a little bit more of that flavour. But seriously, try and get both of them if you can get your hands on them. All right, stirring here. So we've got to chill this down. Some ice. Let's get this stirred down. Okay, that should do us. Nice and chilled there. Of course, depending on the humidity, you'll probably see some condensation appearing on the outside of that. A bit dry at this time of year. This one's getting made in the winter, so it's a little bit drier, even in the house as well. Okay, rocks glass. That's what you want. Now you can pour it over ice. I'm actually going to use a king cube, and I haven't got myself, I just realised I haven't got myself ice tongs yet, so I've got to use my fingers. My hands were well washed though. So use a king cube. I just don't want this to dilute anymore. So this will control the dilution, yet keep the drinks still chill. Let's pour this one over. There we have it. Looking good. Twist of lemon, however you want to do this. There we go. And that may not seem like much there when you actually do that twist of lemon, but if you do look carefully when you actually twist your peel, give it a little squeeze, you will see the oils just coming off and just coating the surface of your drink a little bit. It does add to the flavour. When you see bartenders doing it, they're not just doing it for the sake of it, it is actually adding flavour there. Okay, and in goes our little piece of lemon. Alright. Vieux Carre, New Orleans. Alright, let's give this one a shot, okay? Cheers. Wow. Again, some I've tried as I'm going through a lot of these episodes, some I haven't tried. This is one that I haven't had before. It's not going to be the last one. What can I think about this? Do you like old fashions? Give that a try. Definitely. Any kind of brown cocktail just now is it's just phenomenal. Okay, alright, let's talk about this specific one here. Let me have a little taste here again. Sorry. Cognac. It's under there. It's great. It's interesting though, there's almost a little bit more of that grape is coming through. I don't know what's doing that. I think the Benedictine just comes and lifts that up a little bit more. A bit of the spiciness from the rye. Yeah, okay, I'm talking through the ingredients, but I can actually get that. Sweetness from the Benedictine liqueur, definitely. The vermouth is just kind of smoothing everything out a little bit. That's the one that seems to be pulling everything together a little bit. And then you've got the nuance, balance of the bitter. I can feel the stickiness on my lips from the liqueur there. But it's definitely got the bitterness as well. You can see the way the legs are actually on the glass. There, it is definitely sweeter. It's refreshing though as well. That is one phenomenal drink. It really is. That is a fantastic one. Okay, I'm done. Vieux Carre, Carousel Bar, Hotel Monteleone in the Old Quarter in New Orleans. Enjoy them. Cheers. It's delicious. Cheers.